What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another wild and wonderful Wednesday video here on Diesel Creek. Just a short one for you today, guys. I gotta uncover my quad here. I gotta get all this stuff off of my quad today, and we're gonna throw an oil change at this thing. It's past due for an oil change. We got Buddy's big bachelorette party ride going on this weekend, so we gotta get her spruced up and ready to go. Got some questions on tires for you guys too. I'll be throwing those out later. But first things first, we got to get everything off of this thing, and we got to get stuff off of the forklift so that well, what do you know, there is a quad under there. One side effect of not having enough bench space in this garage and being so compact is that the quad pretty much becomes a catch-all for anything I don't have a set place for. So I walk in here with something passing by and just set it there, and unfortunately forget it there. But anyway, haven't had this girl out and about in a while, so we'll go ahead and pop it off. I like to get the oil good and hot, so I'm going to run it over to the service station, fill it up with gas while I'm out getting the engine warm, come back, and we'll change the oil. Gotta love your Hondas. Well, that makes it quite a bit easier to work on. Makes it real easy to get in here and look around and do some inspecting on stuff too. I'm first to admit, I do not take the best care of this thing. Mechanically, I try to stay on top of it, but I mean, I ride it pretty hard. I don't baby it by any means. Yeah, looky right there. Looks like we got a branch right through the CV boot there. Go ahead and try and pull that out. Big old hunk of wood right there through the CV boot. Can't even get it out. There we go. Look at that. That was stuck all the way through our little boot there. So that boot's going to go bad real quick. That's a bummer. Not much you can do about that right now, though. Side over here looks good. I don't see any oil on it. I'm not sure how well you guys are going to be able to see this on camera, but I'm just wandering around this thing doing a shakedown test. So you take the wheel and you turn it up and down and then side to side, and that'll check for ball joint play, wheel bearing play, steering play. So right now we got a little bit of steering play, and I think it's actually in the steering stem bushing, and then that's not so bad. It's been like that for quite a while. Hasn't really gotten any worse. And then right here though, I got up and down play in this bottom ball joint. That bottom ball joint's going bad, so we'll still be able to go riding this weekend, no issue, but gonna have to get that fixed probably soon. Go ahead and get this oil changed. Made a little splash, but we're catching it. So of course I wasn't thinking. I picked it up from the wrong side to easily access the oil filter, but no matter. Still not that difficult to get to. There we go. There's the old guy. Surprisingly, that oil that ran out of the filter housing followed the skid plate there and went right out into the pan as well. Pretty good deal. All right, we got our new filter here. Well, those are all torqued to 35 inch-pounds. Well, the oil's all drained out, so we'll go ahead and toss our drain plug back in and give her some new oil. And I'm sure everybody in the comments is just blowing up because this isn't a safe way to support this thing. I'm not climbing completely under here. I probably did at some point. I probably had my head under here, but you wouldn't die. It's not going to feel good, but you wouldn't die. And the odds of that happening, even on this old piece of junk forklift, slim to none. Probably have just as good a chance as hitting the lottery tonight, and I didn't even play. I got so many funnels that I don't think I've ever used the same one twice. Try and scooch some of that dirt away from the hole here. That way when we open the plug, it doesn't all go falling in the engine. Anyway, I just found this funnel. I don't even know where it came from. It's a pretty snug fit though. Kind of threads itself right in there. That's kind of nice. Oh yeah, that's gonna be golden for what we're doing here. In the words of Roger Miller, chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Boom. We're halfway up the dipstick, and the engine's also leaning downhill quite a bit the way I have it picked up, so I'm sure that once we set this on the ground, she is right on the money. And it's time for a good time, honey. All right, got it all back together here. Oil's changed, haven't started it up yet. We're gonna go ahead and reset the old maintenance minder here. So according to the book, all you gotta do is hold this button down and then turn the key on and wait for the maintenance light to blink twice, and then it should be reset. So let's go ahead and do that. I never saw it blink twice, but it appears to be reset. Let's go ahead and start it up. Nope, I don't see any lights on. Right then, let's go riding. Oh wait, that ain't going nowhere. What do you think, bud? Did I do a good job? Yeah? Did I do a good job? Yeah, I did a good job tearing it up. It didn't take long. one night, a couple cases of beer, she's pretty well tore up. So the thing that ended the night right there was you know, that probably not supposed to be able to put your finger through the side wall of the tire there. I could easily fit a thumb and a pinky if I could, you know, get them together. Dented the rim a little bit, not too bad. She'll tap right back out. But yeah, that tire was pretty well shot anyways. And then we had, I think it was a ball joint on this side we needed to replace anyway, so I got one of those. And then the old CV here, probably not supposed to make those noises, I don't figure. That was the one that had the hole in the boot, so I made sure I toasted that one right out. And yeah, I guess that's probably all the damages we really did. So I got on the gargler there, got us a brand new CV axle, a lower ball joint, some new grips. These ones are about as smooth as my glass coffee table, and some new diggers. Look at them things, huh? Oh man, this thing is gonna go everywhere. So first time trying these tires. I like the Maxxis Bighorns, but they are just outrageously expensive, and these look real similar, and actually maybe even look more aggressive. And they are R-Trax tires. R-Trax, same size as stock. I wanted to go up a size. I have the clearance, but they didn't have the these tires in the 26 inches. So we'll put these bad boys on there and see how they look and work. I'm pretty sure they're going to be good because I read a lot of reviews and they all had pretty good reviews. So, all right, let's get this thing tossed back up on our makeshift ATV lift here, and we will get working. I guess we'll go ahead and start with the old CV replacement first, because I think that's going to be the most involved part of this project. Let's get to that. Alright, we'll zip off this axle nut, and I'm assuming we're going to have to remove the steering knuckle, but not 100% positive on that. She is just downright frazzled, eh? Well, it never fails. You always shut the camera off and then something cool happens. The CV axle was sitting up here on the front rack, and the old saying, the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah, I lifted the CV axle off of there, turned around, opened it up and unboxed it, and then turned around right as the quad started to go like this and fall back off the forks. So I had to hurry up and grab it. Threw a couple tires up here on front to kind of balance her out a little better. She's solid now, huh? All right, here's a little trick my dad taught me when I was a kid about getting cotter pins out of there. You take your pair of linesmans here, and where your wire cutters are up in here, kind of use them to bite down on the cotter pin real good so you don't lose it, and then kind of use them as a pry bar. There, see, just like that. Now, if the cotter pin's really in there, you will tear up the pin, but you know, who cares? They're cotter pins. I got a million of them. Problem solved. That wasn't that easy. So I'm looking at our setup here, and I think we can just get away with probably just taking this bottom ball joint off, and then hopefully the knuckle can flop outwards enough. Hoping. That wasn't even tight. Tell you what, we're going to go ahead and unbolt this lower shock too, and we can just lift this A-arm up out of the way. I get a lot of criticism on the channel for using the old nut rounders here, but don't worry, this is a professional tool. I've got you guys set in a janky place, and it's going to be a miracle if you stay there as soon as I kick this impact on, but maybe. Oh, look at that. You guys stayed. There we go. There we go. There's our busted axle. Get rid of that guy. There's the other half hitting the dirt. Now we're ready to throw our new one in. Okay, got our new axle here. I went with Tusk brand, not the OEM. And yeah, they are made overseas, but honestly, I've had great luck with Tusk products in the past. Come on, click. There we go. I've had great luck with them in the past, and less than half price of OEM. So, you know, I support good products when I can, but sometimes it's just not worth it. If I can get that. I greased both ends of the shaft too on the splines. I always like to grease those. If I get the spline to line up here, we'd be set. Come on. Another great feature of wobble sockets, self-ejecting. Ah, it's the wrong socket. There we go. So I ended up putting a little tear in the upper boot there when I was using the ball joint fork to try and separate it. So if I had an upper ball joint laying around here, I would just change it, but I don't. And this one wasn't bad, so just to get me by for a while, I'm gonna stick a little bit of silicone on it, smear that around. I know that's not the ideal fix, but I've had good luck with that in the past actually. And you know, it's not that hard to get back into here to replace that. So when it goes bad, it goes bad, but this might get us through for a while. So I removed the snap ring off the lower ball joint here. We'll go through this in the vise and see if we can't drive it out of there. Actually, I have a ball joint press. It'd probably be the easiest thing to do. So I tried to use the ball joint press here, and the angle of the dangle just won't work right because this is such a small steering knuckle here. So can't get the press to fit it right. So I'm just going to try to drive it out using some of the dies from the tool. So there's new versus old ball joint. Let's go ahead and get this new guy installed. All right, I've got our janky set up here in the old ball joint press. This should get it started, but it's not going to allow it to go home. I'll have to figure something else out. Looks like it's wanting to go crooked too. Son of a diddly. Alright, sort of a last ditch effort here. The only thing I can really think of, because I don't have a socket that fits over the ball joint any better than that one that I tried to use already. So I just kind of closed the jaws of the vise loosely there, enough to catch the flange of the ball joint but not hurt the rubber. And I'm just going to try and tap the whole knuckle down onto that. It's not a super tight fit, so hopefully it goes here. Vice backs off. Just getting better and better here. This is going great. Oh, she's moving. It's home. Beautiful. See, bench vise is #1 tool in the shop for sure. We can get our C-clip here installed. Well, I got it on before it fell. There's our freshly installed C-clip. Alright, I zipped all the tires off. We're just pulling the valve core out of the last tire now. I'll go ahead and start changing these guys. Maybe. Well then, I fought and fought and fought the beads on those old tires to get them off the rims. I couldn't bust them. I wasn't going to fight anymore. It wasn't worth the effort. Buddy up the street has a tire machine. Gave him a jingling. We went up there, popped them on real quick. Yeah, I got to get me a tire machine basically. That was so nice. Anyway, still got to pop them onto the beads and mount them up, and we'll be good to go ripping. Well, scratch that. We won't be good to go ripping because I got to get me the correct CV joint yet. We'll be able to mount 3 of them at least. Right, so I keep threatening to build or buy a cheetah blaster for popping tires on the bead. It's just one of those things that's low priority. Never get to it, never think about it. So a lot of commenters on some of my previous videos said you can get these on easier if you just use a tip like this and take out the valve core because it lets more air in quicker. So I've actually never tried that, but I guess we can. These tires don't look like they're going to be too bad to get mounted anyway. Yep, instantly holding there. Take them up so the bead pops on and let them out. I find that window foaming glass cleaner works pretty good for this. Still not wanting to go. Getting a little nervous. There we go. Is that it? I'm calling it. That's good enough. We'll repeat this process 3 more times. She is looking great. I am pretty jazzed about these wheels and tires. Well, just tires, I guess. Wheels are the same. Anywho, I'm just got to get the CV installed after I get the new one in the mail, and we will be back to ripping. Alright, it's been a few days. Got the quad third back up on the old forklift here. I got me an all balls axle this time. They did not have my axle in a Tusk brand. I had ordered it wrong. That was not the people I got it from fault. I ordered the wrong one because I thought it would have been the same, but it was not. Shocker. But anyway, this guy's got a 12-month warranty, which I didn't even know about, so that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and get this thing installed. Hopefully it fits. Boys are out here helping me today. Of course, I got it a little high. They can't quite reach to help, but anyway, let's get this axle tossed in. There's one side. There we go. That just fits together like so. So the factory nut's got that big flange on it, and the all balls one that they send you does not. And I'm not real comfortable with putting this on here. It would work, but I would put a big washer under there if I didn't have this original nut. But since I got this original nut, I'm just gonna go ahead and use it because it has the flange all built into it, and I prefer that. You guys remember the torque spec on this? I think it was, I wanna say it was 6 Ugga-Duggas. Yeah, I believe that's right. You need to get her like another 1/8 of an Ugga-Dugga to get that hole lined up. Beautiful. Oh, even got the hole lined up on the first shot. All right, we're so close now, I'm getting excited. That's the best feeling on a project where you actually have like noticeable improvements to whatever it is you're working on. Like so excited to finally finish it and go out and take it for a spin or whatever it is. It's a great feeling. One last thing before we take it for a spin. These hand grips here have seen better days. These are the originals from 2014, so I'm actually fairly impressed that they've held up that long. But we'll go ahead and cut those off of here, and I got us some new made in the USA OD grips. So we'll give those a try. I've never tried this brand before. Now, they make all sorts of grip glue to hold these things on there. Back in the day when I used to ride dirt bikes, we would just use tie wire and tie them on there. And these grips actually look like they would lend themselves to that pretty well. But I'm going to try a new approach here that I've always thought about doing and never have. Just using RTV silicone. Put a little bit of that in there and jab her on there and let it dry. Now I did screw up apparently too when I ordered these grips. I didn't realize that the original grips here are longer than standard grips. And these end caps go in the end of the bar here. So I've got an idea. I can try to dress this up a bit so I won't have this hole right here. Well, it wasn't exactly what I had in mind. I swore I had some 550 paracord laying around here, but I can't find it anywhere. So I took string line and wrapped it up real nice in there, or at least as nice as I could. But it feels good in the hand. You kind of don't notice that you're, well, you notice that you're going off the grip, but you know you're out near the end of the bars, which is good. That's pretty tight in there and everything. Nice and grippy. Not exactly what I had in mind, but not bad. All right, I think she looks pretty tough with those tires on there. That's a big improvement over the factory tires. But the proof in the pudding's in the eating, so let's go eat.
up, Effie? You alright?
Settle down,
Yeah. Did he see him?
You got about half the speed of film.
Alright, I thought I put him in a good spot. Alrighty, well, somebody was up here on a dirt bike.
Well, guys, I really wanted to go take that quad through some big mud holes and mud puddles and stuff to try and see about getting stuck with those tires, but it hasn't rained here in so long, there's really nothing to go get stuck in. At least nothing right in this area. Anyway, the tires do seem to be really, really hooking up good just on the dry dirt, but you know, what doesn't on dry dirt. So anyway, that's all for this video, guys. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.